Welcome in everyone to another episode of Let's Talk Lenawee by Visit Lenawee. I'm Jenna Salazar, the Director of Marketing for Visit Lenawee, and I'm so excited to be in this beautiful space with Rachel Bonaminio. She's the owner of Rustic Bliss Wedding Barn here in Blissfield, Michigan. Welcome in, Rachel.
Thank you.
We're excited to be out here. A lot to talk about in this space. You guys are fresh in the wedding event space world. You've had 3 weddings out here so far?
2 weddings.
2 weddings.
2 weddings.
So a brand new space here in Lenawee County. I want to get into talk about where we're sitting right now and what this space can be used for. Obviously, it's a barn that was fully renovated, but tell us the history and how you got it to be this beautiful venue now.
2 years of lots of work. A new roof, new concrete floors, lots of cleaning out, cobwebs and dust galore. This is our reception area. Mm-hmm. This is where the main fun happens. Eating, drinking, mm-hmm. dancing, you name it. Can fit about 175, 200 guests. And we allow for pretty much a blank slate to let them set up how they please.
Perfect. What I love about it too is you were mentioning tables and chairs come with the space when you rent, which is not typical all the time when you're renting a venue. You have to get that separate.
Right.
So it's all here.
On top of the extremely low price that we charge for the event, mm-hmm. you also get tables, chairs. We also include the ceremony benches. Mm-hmm. For the ceremony area, we have a fire pit area, which we supply the firewood. We get the fire going, keep it going through the evening. We supply cornhole boards. Mm-hmm. We have the bar. They just have to get their own licensed insured bartender. Okay. I also have some tablecloths that we include if they fit their color scheme. They're mm-hmm. welcome to them. Some other decorations such as whiskey barrels, apple crates, things like that. And some antique old barnwood tables that they can use for their special tables.
Perfect. Lots of good stuff to throw in for wedding photos. I know you also showed me a picture of an antique tractor that you guys pull out for people who rent the space and want to take pictures with that too.
Yes, we have a 1950 Farmall tractor that my husband got through an auction, mm-hmm. His pride and joy. And that is pulled out. We have a hay wagon that is original to this farm. Wow. That we can pull out for little hay rides and for pictures with the wedding party. We also have a antique wooden porch swing on our front porch. And pretty much anywhere on the 3 acres is open for them to do photographs. There isn't really anywhere they can't go to take pictures. Mm-hmm. Each barn has its own little look to it.
Yeah, perfect. And this land has quite some history. It was with a family
for 99 years.
99 years, and then you have revamped it and brought some life to it, right?
Yes, it was a business before we bought it. It was a greenhouse nursery for many, many years, since probably the 1980s. And the family was 1 year shy of being a centennial farm, but they were ready for retirement, mm-hmm. and they wanted to go north. So they decided to sell. In the process, we became very good friends with the entire family. The mm-hmm. mom, she's up there, but you'd never know it because of how she is. She still does hair out of her house. She lives right down the road here. We have gotten to be very close to her, and also the brother of the owner of the house here. Mm-hmm. He has been a huge help with any renovations we've been doing with the barn.
Awesome. So just a special piece of property mm-hmm. here in Southeast Michigan that, is just kind of unique for people looking for
and
wedding
very well
space.
known.
Yeah,
everybody
that too.
knows where
right.
the creation station was. So,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's a new life into it. And if you haven't been to Blissfield too, it's kind of more on the outskirts of the downtown Blissfield mm-hmm. area, but it's nice for a nice quiet area mm-hmm. where you kind of have your space. You're not right next to all these buildings or traffic, right?
There's not as many people that are offended by any loud music and that. And we do the 11 o'clock noise ordinance. Mm-hmm. So our neighbors actually stand out in their yard with their kids and dance when there's a wedding going on.
Good. So just good vibes. People like to have you here.
Yes, we had support from everyone on the township board.
Awesome. I love that. So you guys also built a beautiful arch that people can use mm-hmm. in your ceremony space. Talk to us about the arch and then what the ceremony space can provide.
So the arch is just something my husband and I threw together just for an option for people to use. Sometimes arches are offered through florists, or sometimes couples, parents build theirs, or they're provided in a way. At least it's there and for their use. And it makes for just a really pretty accent out there. Of course, they don't know what they're going to get, what's going to be in the field that year that they're getting married. It may be corn, it may be beans, it may be cabbage. We don't know, but you'll have some kind of a backdrop.
Yeah, definitely.
And as far as the benches, we can seat about 175, and then we have chairs that we pull out if we need to seat more than that for the ceremony.
Perfect. Awesome. And then also outside, plenty of room for parking, like you mentioned, right behind the barn. That's all available.
Right now, we can park about 100 cars.
Okay.
We're going to be in the process of clearing some more trees out to be able to park a few more, but we don't want to lose our tree fence line that we have back in the back.
Just a beautiful space out there. And it's so nice that you and your husband are so involved when brides or other parties are here renting. Like you said, you have the fire pit outside. You guys get that going, keep things going. You're out here taking trash, wiping stuff down, like just very hands-on, and want to make sure people have a good experience.
Yes, we just want to make sure everything goes perfect for that day. But like we said, we're not coordinators, but we are, whatever we are able to do, we will do. We have our little walkie-talkies. We help with getting people parked at the beginning of the night, and then we provide the bartenders with a walkie-talkie so that they can communicate with us. If they need bags of ice or they need a case of beer brought from the garage from the other side, then we can help them out with that, so they don't have to leave their post.
Yeah, that is huge. I love that you guys are so involved in it, like a true family-owned business.
Yes.
You even open your house up for brides to get ready in there, and we'll throw in some B-roll so you guys can look at that space, but walk us through what that looks like.
So the house was a duplex when we bought it, and when we moved in, our youngest son was still living at home. The last one left to leave us. And so he lived on the other side, and we lived on our side. And when he bought his house, we decided to open the house up. So what we did was we opened up a wall between our dining room and the living room on the other side. We put a set of double doors in there. So on the event weekends, we can close those doors off, and the one side of the house becomes the bridal suite.
Awesome.
And we have a special room in there that we've finished off that is for areas for them to get makeup and hair and get ready for their special day.
Perfect.
Along with 2 full bathrooms and a full kitchen for them to use.
Wow.
For snacks and just getting ready.
Huge, because a lot of times when you're at venues, you have to get ready wherever you're at and then get shuttled to the location, and it's like a whole thing. But you can just come on property here and be here, get ready, and you're good to go.
And we do offer full weekend packages to where they can come Friday evening from 5 to 9 to do rehearsal, dinner, and setup.
Perfect.
8 a.m. Saturday to midnight for their event, and then they can come back Sunday morning from 9 to 11 to finish cleaning up and getting their decorations.
Huge, because who wants to pick up after a wedding or an event, right?
You
don't. You just want to like move on.
You've had a few drinks. You've had a good night. Now you gotta kill
you want to
the vibe
relax. Yeah, exactly. It's huge that even though they're in your house getting ready, they kind of have that privacy, so don't feel like they're intruding on your space. Like you said, there's a door you can close.
We're in a totally separate area, but it's nice because we're here and we're available at all times.
Yeah, right. So. And then the bride or the groom party has their own space that's separate, detached from the house. The Rooster Den.
Yes.
It's a whole vibe in there. It's like a cool man cave.
Yep, there's a pool table, dartboard, big screen TV, wide, and stream any kind of games they have going on.
Yeah,
yep,
I'm sure.
Nice place to hang their suits or their jeans and their ties, whatever they're wearing for their wedding.
So cool. So the lot for them to do while they're getting ready and have their own space as well.
Yep. Keep them around.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't want them going to the golf course or anything to play a round of golf before their wedding.
Right, yeah. How'd you come up with the Rooster Den for the name?
I don't know. My husband came up with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Came up with the name for the business, so he got to come up with that one.
That's fair.
Well, we try to stay away from just kind of like the man cave.
Yeah.
And because nowadays you don't know what kind of weddings you're gonna
Yeah,
have.
yeah,
So it's just kind of something that he just came up with. Just,
yeah. That's
it's
awesome.
not, I mean, I guess it is male, but it's not really, you know, it's just kind of, yeah.
Yeah, a fun little space. And it fits the vibe out here of like that rustic barn. I mean, it looks like literally like a little rooster den. Like
It was actually, it's called the granary.
Okay.
And that is exactly where they stored their grain
Okay. Wow.
when this was first a farm.
Yeah, you would never guess it being in there now.
And then
I mean,
there's
it
a
looks
chicken
like
coop that sits right behind it.
Right,
That we now
okay.
use for wood storage. 'Cause
Okay.
I don't want chickens
Perfect.
making noise at a wedding.
Yeah.
But
Got to keep it a little quiet out here.
I know.
Yeah.
Right? Who wants chickens running around at their wedding?
Awesome. So, I mean, we were talking too, other than weddings, I mean, you can host proms out here, bridal showers, baby showers,
Graduation parties.
like just a lot of possibilities. Yeah. Talk to us about some of the other, events that you could host out here.
So we have a baby shower coming up the end of this month. Next year so far we have scheduled a bridal shower and we have a graduation party. We did a tour for a teacher from Britton Deerfield Schools who said the kids are potentially interested in a barn prom, and this was one of the facilities they were interested in. I've had calls about class reunions, pretty much anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big anniversaries, anything anybody wants to do, they can rent the space for.
Great. Yeah. So you're permitted for all those type
Yep.
of events.
Yeah.
Awesome. We were even talking too, like meetings or just like, a special different place to meet or have like
Right.
a conference
And
of some
another
sort.
thing too is fundraisers. We're going to do, this October, we were going to have an event, the Michigan State football game. They were going to hang a projection screen.
Awesome, yeah.
And they were going to do a fundraiser for Mott Children's Hospital through Howard Hanna, but then they ran into a glitch with the alcohol. They can't profit from any of the alcohol sales, so they had to find a facility that the alcohol was included into the.
Yeah. But a great idea,
Yes,
and
so
nonetheless, that's
fundraisers
something.
would be a really good.
Yeah, a great space for that.
Because
Definitely.
then we can give them a special deal because of it being a fundraiser.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Awesome. And we were talking before too, going back to the wedding side of it, you have a list that you provide to people who are renting out, a preferred vendor list. So if they're not from the area, they can kind of get a good step in the direction of like who to reach out to for food, DJ, all that.
Right, correct. Because of places having to be insured and licensed, it's nice to be able to provide something to guests that they already know, I can just choose this person. We can go in and sample their goodies, and then if we like what they have, we don't have to mess around with all that extra.
Yeah.
Plus, these are folks that are either local, that we personally know of and have experienced, and then also they're ones that have been recommended to me from another venue.
Yeah, so people you can trust.
Right, and
Yeah.
a couple we've even used for our own son's wedding, so,
Yeah.
yep, we
So
know
you
they're good.
Yeah, yeah, which is huge. People need that, like,
Oh, yeah, you want a good experience.
Right, for sure. And then we were also talking about you're outside of the city as far as like Adrian, like the heart of the county, but where most of our hotels are located. There's that transportation option too, and you
Yes.
guys have already had that,
Found
right?
that. Actually, our first wedding, the couple actually were the ones that found that shuttle service for
Yeah.
us, and it through First Student,
Mm-hmm.
and they were able to block off a group of rooms
Mm-hmm.
at the Hampton Inn, right behind Aubrey's there, and they were able to transport. I think we counted almost 70 guests that got off of that bus.
Yeah, yeah, those buses can fit a lot of people.
And that's nice because then you're really cutting down on
Yes.
the amount of people at the end of the evening that are leaving after.
Right. A lot of
consuming.
drinks. Yeah. So it just takes that part out of it. You don't have to worry about that. Get transported out here,
Yep.
go back to the hotel. Yeah.
I had a lot of good compliments for that.
Yeah. Especially for your out of town guests who are
Yes.
coming in, who maybe aren't from the area or don't have a
Well,
DD
yep.
available.
And they've already driven a little ways to get to
Right.
the hotel, and
Yeah.
then to not have to drive the extra to get to and from the wedding
Yeah.
venue.
Just huge. Awesome. So this space can really be turned into what they want. I mean,
Yep.
they can set it up how they want, work with you on all that. You've already had a few different configurations in here. But I mean, there's plenty of space for dancing, the bar area in the back, and then you can go in and out as you please.
Yep.
We were talking about, even though it's kind of that indoor-outdoor type of space, you get a really great breeze out here just being on a farm. Yeah, in the country. And the weather, you know, you're protected somewhere inside if it rains, but it's not too hot, not too warm, right?
Yeah, it's been a hot summer, and it's been tolerable. We've been out here working all summer long, and it's been very manageable.
Yeah, and in the winter too, you can host events in the winter.
So we aren't doing winter just yet because we don't have any HVAC, we don't have heat, we don't have air. So until we get that, unfortunately, we can't do winter. We go to the end of October.
Okay.
We have dabbled in the thought of doing Christmas tree sales.
Yeah.
Around Christmas time, and you know, having hot chocolate and popcorn, and getting somebody to dress like Santa, and
right.
getting the
Fun.
kids' pictures taken with Santa and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Just trying to involve other people from the community. And just making it a fun experience.
Bringing people out here. Yeah. So maybe in the future, we'll keep an eye out for when you guys are ready for winter weddings or events. But all the way through fall, what's the season look like going into the spring? When do you envision like your start booking events coming out of winter?
The beginning of April is when we offer our first booking. Obviously, it's probably going to be our slow time of year, just because you still have a little bit of cold, you still have some rain and this and that. June and September and October seem to be what are going to be our busiest months.
Yeah.
So they are the months that we have had guests asking for dates that are already occupied by other guests.
Great.
So
awesome. Let's talk about pricing. You already mentioned very affordable.
Yes.
You guys have so much on hand out here for people.
Yes.
What does that look like for when they're booking?
So they can do a full weekend, which includes the Friday evening, Saturday all day, and Sunday morning. It's $4,500.
Okay.
And then they pay half down, and that reserves their date.
Okay.
And then 180 days before their event, they pay the remaining half, plus a $500 returnable deposit. And they get that literally back within days after their event.
And that's
just
for the
in case-
full weekend?
Yes, that's for the full weekend.
Wow. Are there options as of right now if someone wanted to do something smaller than that, like we said, like for a prom,
yes.
baby shower, you'll do?
Yes, those we are kind of going more on a case-by-case
Yeah.
basis, depending on party size, alcohol, no alcohol.
Right.
Just those types of things. We do offer a all-day Saturday wedding.
Okay.
That's $3,000 with the $500 deposit. Same thing, half down, half later. And then we do have like a 6-hour type thing that someone can reserve as far as a wedding. We try to keep the Saturdays for either the full day Saturday or for the full weekends.
Okay.
We try to schedule our other types of events on Sundays.
Right. Okay. Makes sense. Awesome. How do people find out more information about Rustic Bliss?
So we are on Facebook, Rustic Bliss Wedding and Event Barn, and then we also have our website, rusticblissweddingbarn.com.
Okay.
And
A contact form there people can fill out, right? If they're
yes,
interested?
Yes, there's also a calendar, not really calendar-wise, but it says what dates are already taken. So if that date's not on there, they can inquire to make sure that that is still officially
Perfect.
open. And then there's also, they are required to have event insurance. Sometime leading up to their event, there's a link on our website they can click on. We are joined with an insurance company to where if they go with them, they'll just email us the policy, and they don't have to do anything
Yeah,
else.
perfect.
And there's pictures on there from
Beautiful pictures.
from the beginning
Yeah.
to the end, and
Which is so cool to see.
yes,
Yeah.
I've made up 2 photo albums, one with the house and one with the barn, and it's our progress pictures from beginning to end. So.
Yeah, that has to be so fulfilling
And we're
to
always
see.
doing progress. So
Yeah.
we've always got projects going on.
Yeah, and say you have like a lot of ideas too. You were sharing at the beginning,
Oh,
so I'm
yes,
sure we're
yes.
excited to see this just come to life over the next few years and you adding more and more to the
Yeah,
space. But
every wedding we have, I think we're going to get a little different ideas because they all come in and they set up differently,
Yeah,
and we
sure.
get different ideas from them. And they always seem to leave me cool little parting gifts. I got tablecloths from the first wedding. The second wedding, I got this cool board in the back here.
Yeah, I saw that.
They had personalized shot glass made up, and everybody had to find their seat at the table
with
that
the
they
shot
were
glass?
at, take their shot glass
Oh,
back to their table.
so fun.
So it
I
was
love
a little
that.
keepsake for everybody.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
So you never know what you're gonna get as part of renting
I
here.
know, it's great. It's like, well, they're like, what do you think of this? Oh, I love it, it's adorable. Okay, well, it's yours after the wedding's over.
And I love that they get to work with you and your husband personally for everything too.
Yes,
So
yes. Usually he's here for all the tours and all that.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's here, but he's busy building something or
yeah,
working on
making something even
Yeah.
better.
Yep.
So fill out that form online if you're interested. You can set up a tour, come
Yep.
look at
Chad's,
everything.
my cell phone number is the number that's on the website, so
Okay.
they can reach out to me by text or call.
Great.
I answer my texts pretty much all day long. Phone calls, if I get a missed call, a voicemail, I return the call as soon as I can. Because
Awesome.
unfortunately, I still have to work a full-time
Yeah.
job.
But so involved
I
still.
want this to be my full-time job.
Yeah.
But so far,
Hopefully eventually. We're excited to see that. Okay, cool. Well, thanks for having us out, Rachel. We're going to follow all of your progress over the next few
Awesome.
I'm
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, and if you guys are looking for an event space, like we said, wedding, meeting, anything, come check it out here in Blissfield. And if you're looking for accommodations in Lenawee County, make sure you go to visitlenawee.com, or transportation, we can help with that as well.
Yes.
So team effort out here. We hope to see you guys soon. Thank you.
Thank you.